Hi friends, welcome to English classes. This is my final video of the topic voice change. So this is voice change part 4. In this video I shall discuss about the voice change of sentence with modal verbs, imperative sentence and quasi-passive sentences. 1. Voice change of sentences with modal verbs. A sentence in which there is a modal verb before the main verb is called modal verb sentence. There are mainly 10 modal verbs in the English grammar. Those are can, may, shall, will, could, might, should, would, must and ought to. Let us check out an example of voice change of modal verb. In active voice, I can do this work. In passive voice it becomes, this work can be done by me. So in this sentence you can see that can is the modal verb and do is the main verb. So the V3 form of do has been used, which is done. And now let us see the basic form of the rule of voice change of modal verb. The basic form of the rule of modal verb voice change is subject followed by modal verb followed by be and followed by V3, which is the third form of the verb or the past participle form of a verb. Let us see some more examples. In active voice, he may help you becomes in passive voice, you may be helped by him. In active voice, you should respect your elders becomes in passive voice, your elders should be respected by you. In active voice, you must obey your teachers becomes in passive voice, your teachers must be obeyed by you. So in these sentences you can see that there is a modal verb in each sentence. Here it is may, then here it is should, and then at last here it is must. So in the passive voice sentence, after the modal verb there is be is placed, and after that the V3 form of the verb is placed. Now let us see some more examples of voice change of negative and interrogative modal verb sentences. In active voice, you should not ask any question becomes in passive voice, any question should not be asked by you. So all the rules are same as the previous modal verb sentences. Only exception is this, that not is placed after the modal verb and before the main verb. So in the passive voice sentence it will be placed just before be. So here it is should not be asked by you. Again let's see one more example. In active voice, he cannot finish his work becomes in passive voice, his work cannot be finished by him. So here also we can see that cannot is placed here, then it is followed by be, and then the third form of the verb finish is placed. So now let us check an example of interrogative modal verb sentence. So in active voice, would he allow me? In step 1 we have to make it a normal or an assertive sentence. So he would allow me. Then in step 2 you all know that you have to voice change this sentence. So I would be allowed by him. So it is the voice change form of this sentence, which follows the basic modal verb voice change rule. In step 3 or the passive voice sentence, we have to take would, which is the auxiliary verb, before subject I, and then it is followed by the third form of the main verb and then the others. So would I be allowed by him is the passive voice form of would he allow me. So you can see that the rules of voice change of negative and interrogative modal verb sentences are as same as I have discussed in my previous videos. Only difference is that you have to use modal verbs in place of the auxiliary verbs. Now let us check out number 2, which is rules of voice change of imperative sentences. So what is an imperative sentence? Imperative sentences are those which convey a sense of request or order or advice or suggestion, etc. And how can you identify an imperative sentence? It is very simple. In an imperative sentence, the verb is placed at the first of the sentence. Let us see some examples. In active verse, do it. So it is an imperative sentence, as you see that do is the main verb and it is placed at the first of the sentence. So the passive voice form will be let it be done by you. So you can see that do is placed at the first in the active voice sentence, as I told you, and is the main verb. In the passive voice, do has been changed to done. So here do has been changed to done, which is the third form of do. And it is the object which is placed after let in the passive voice. So it is the object, here you can say this object is placed after let before be. So the basic form of the rule is let followed by object followed by be followed by V3, which is the third form of the verb or past participle form of a verb. Some more examples are in active verse, help the poor man becomes in passive verse, let the poor man be helped by you. In active verse, do not waste time. In passive voice it will be let not time be wasted by you. In active voice, do not laugh at any disabled person. In passive voice it becomes let not any disabled person be laughed at by you. So now you must be thinking that why I have used by you when there is no subject as you, and why I have placed in the bracket. So let's see the cause. So now you have to understand that in all these sentences I have placed by you as the object of the passive voice sentences in bracket, because in an imperative sentence there is always an invisible second person subject, which is you. So in the passive sentence you can place a by you in the bracket, or you can completely not use by you, because both will be correct. There are two more types of imperative voice changes. Type 1, if the sentence starts with a let and the subject is first or third person, then the rule will be different from these basic imperative sentence voice changes. So let us see some examples. In active voice, let me do it. In passive voice it becomes let it be done by me. So here you can see that me is a first person subject. So the rule is quite different. It will be let it be done, and in place of by you it will be used by me. In active verse, let him bring the chairs becomes in passive verse let the chairs be brought by him. Brought is the third form of bring, and as him is the subject we have placed by him as the object. In passive voice, let a song be sung by the girl. In active voice it will be let the girl sing a song. So by the girl is the subject, so we have placed the girl after let as the subject of the sentences. So in this sentence the subjects are not invisible, as you can see. That's why we can use the object in passive sentence directly, and we don't have to use it in any kind of brackets. Other rules are as same as the normal imperative sentence as I have told you before. Type 2. There are some exceptional sentences which follow a different kind of rules for voice change. Let us see some examples. In active voice, tell him to come becomes in passive voice, he should be told to come. In active voice, keep your promise becomes in passive voice, your promise should be kept. In active voice, put up a tent here becomes in passive voice, have a tent put up here. So you have to remember one thing, that these sentences do not follow any basic rules. So only way to change this kind of voice is to practice more. That's the only way you can be more accurate and perfect for this kind of voice changes. Now see some more imperative sentence. In these sentences which convey a sense of request or politeness should follow this rule of voice change. Examples are, in active voice, please take your seats becomes in passive voice, you are requested to take your seats. In active voice, enter by this gate becomes in passive voice, you are requested to enter by this gate. In active voice, leave your shoes outside the room becomes in passive voice, you are requested to leave your shoes outside the room. So you should remember that when you see such words like please, that means it is one kind of request. So you have to follow these rules of voice changes. And even when you find some politeness in any kind of sentence like enter by this gate or leave your shoes outside the room, you have to follow this rule of the voice change. In some cases of request sentence, you can also follow this rule as it is used in modal English grammars very widely. In active voice, please open your book becomes in passive voice, let your book be opened please. So this rule follows the basic rule of imperative sentence. Only you have to place please after the sentence. 3 is rules of quasi-passive voice change. In some sentences, verbs in active voice act like a verb of passive voice. Those verbs are called quasi-passive verbs. Let us see some examples. In active voice, honey tastes sweet. In passive voice, it becomes honey is sweet when it is tasted. In active voice, rose smells sweet becomes in passive voice, the rose is sweet when it is smelled. In active voice, stone feels hard. In passive voice, it becomes stone is hard when it is felt. In active voice, the book reads well becomes in passive voice, the book is well when it is read. In active voice, sugar sells 40 rupees a kilogram becomes in passive voice, sugar is 40 rupees a kilogram when it is sold. So here you can see that the third form of the verbs like taste is tasted, smells is smelled, feels is felt, reads is read, sells is sold, these are used. So you can see in the examples, and you have to understand that when something which cannot be used as a subject but is being used as a subject, like in these sentences you can see honey, rose, book, sugar, these all are non-living object which can only be used as object. But in these sentences we can see that these words are used as subjects. So you have to understand that these kind of sentences are quasi-passive sentence, and you have to follow these rules to change the voice of quasi-passive sentence. Now you have to remember that there is another type of quasi-passive voice change Let us see some examples of it. In active voice, the house is building becomes in passive voice, the house is being built. In active voice, the book is printing becomes in passive voice, the book is being printed. In active voice, mangoes are selling cheap becomes in passive voice, mangoes are being sold cheap. In active voice, the bell is ringing becomes in passive voice, the bell is being rung. In active voice, the cows are milking becomes in passive voice, the cows are being milked. In active voice, the drums are beating becomes in passive voice, the drums are being beaten. So in these sentences, you can also see the usage of subject words like house, book, mangoes, cows, drums, which are basically used as an object. The change of verbs follows the rule of present continuous tense. As in the active voice, the verbs are present continuous. In all these sentences, you can see that this verb is in present continuous. So you have to change the voice as the rule of voice change of present continuous tense, which is am is a plus being plus V3. So built is the third form of building. Here printed is the third form of printing. Sold is the third form of selling. Rung is the third form of ringing. Milked is the third form of milk. Beaten is the third form of beating. So friends, here I am ending my discussion of the basic rules of voice change. I hope I have discussed in details enough so that you can understand easily all the rules of voice changes. If you have any problems and any questions about voice change, then please let me know in the comment section. Please comment your views, suggestions and opinions about my videos. Keep up with the channel and subscribe to our channel and stay updated about my upcoming new videos. Thank you. To be more updated and get notification whenever I upload a new video, you have to do nothing. Just open our channel and click that subscribe button. And you must know that this subscribing is completely free. You have not to give any charges for this subscription. And then click on the bell sign that will notify you whenever I upload a new video. Thank you for being with me and keep up with my channel. I will upload new videos very soon which can be helpful for school students and even for those who are sitting for competitive exams. So please subscribe to my channel and keep watching my videos and keep supporting me. Thank you. That's all for today. Bye bye.